June 1st, 1890, the U.S. Census uses a tabulating machine produced by Herman Hollerith to manage responses. June 2nd, 1896, Guglielmo Marconi files a patent for a wireless telegraph in Britain. June 3rd, 1889, the first long-distance electrical transmission occurs within the U.S., bringing power from the Willamette Falls to the city of Portland, Oregon. June 4th, 1919, the 19th Amendment passed through the House of Congress on its way to eventual ratification by the states. June 5th, 1956, Elvis Presley performs Hound Dog on the Milton Berle Show, a television program, causing a panic with his hips. June 6th, 1944, a fundamental disagreement leads to the Allied invasion of Europe via the Normandy beaches. June 7th, 1899, Carrie Nation begins vandalizing establishments in Cuyahoga, Kansas that serve alcohol to advance the temperance movement. June 8th, 1789, James Madison introduces 12 amendments for the Constitution to Congress. The Bill of Rights would ultimately include 10. June 9th, 1973, Secretariat wins the Triple Crown, the first awarded in 25 years. June 10th, 2003, MER-A Spirit is launched to Mars. It would operate for a total of 2,695 days in coordination with its sister rover, Opportunity, which was sent a month earlier and lasted until 2018. June 11th, 1776, Continental Congress tasks the Committee of Five, Jefferson, Adams, Franklin, Sherman, and Livingston, with the job of writing the Declaration of Independence. June 12th, 1939, the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame opens in Cooperstown, New York. June 13th, 2010, Japanese spacecraft Hayabusa returns a capsule with fragments of asteroid 25143 Itokawa to Earth. June 14th, 1822, Charles Babbage proposes the difference engine to the Royal Astronomical Society. June 15th, 1752, Benjamin Franklin concludes that lightning is electricity through experimentation. June 16, 1897, the Republic of Hawaii is annexed by the U.S. via treaty. June 17, 1885, the Statue of Liberty arrives in New York Harbor as a gift from France, crafted by sculptor Frederick Bertoldi with assistance from Gustave Eiffel. June 18, 1873, Susan B. Anthony is fined $100 for illegally attempting to vote in the 1872 presidential election, which was won by incumbent Ulysses Grant. June 19, 1964, the legislation prompted by John F. Kennedy that would become the Civil Rights Act passes through the Senate after weeks of filibuster. It would be signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson a few weeks later. June 20th, 1945, Werner von Braun and other Nazi rocket scientists are granted transfer to the United States as part of Operation Paperclip. June 21st, 1898, U.S. naval forces captured Guam from the Spanish after firing on their vessels. The sailors on board were not aware that war had been declared. June 22nd, 1969, the Cuyahoga River in Ohio catches fire, leading to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, passage of the Clean Water Act, and the Great Lakes Water Quality Agreement. June 23rd, 1868, the first typewriter is patented by Christopher Latham Scholes. June 24th, 1916, Mary Pickford becomes the first actress to sign a $1 million contract. June 25th, 1876, Lieutenant General George Custer makes his last stand at the Battle of Little Bighorn. June 26th, 1948, William Shockley and his research team at Bell Labs patent the first transistor, which would eventually win the Nobel Prize in Physics. June 27, 1844, Joseph Smith and his brother are killed by a mob while held in the Carthage, Illinois jail. June 28, 1902, Congress passes the Spooner Act, allowing President Theodore Roosevelt to proceed with plans for the Panama Canal. June 29, 1956, President Eisenhower signs the Federal Aid Highway Act, allowing for the interstate system of automobile highways. June 30th, 1905, Albert Einstein submits his papers including the concept of special relativity to the journal Annalen der Physik.